The vast emptiness of space held secrets older than most civilizations could imagine. Among countless asteroid fields in the Orion sector, a massive spacecraft drifted silently, its metallic hull untouched by time and cosmic radiation. J. Park leaned forward, his dark eyes reflecting the holographic display showing the vessel's extraordinary exterior. Something about this ship felt different, not just another abandoned wreckage, but something extraordinary waiting to be discovered. "Captain, our initial scans are unusual," whispered Dr. Yuna Kim, her fingers dancing across complex sensor interfaces. The research vessel's sophisticated equipment had detected an impossible energy signature emanating from the derelict spacecraft. The ship appeared massive, easily 5 kilometers in length, with angular design elements that suggested advanced engineering far beyond current technological standards. Its hull showed no signs of typical space degradation, no micrometeorite impacts, no thermal stress fractures, nothing that indicated centuries of cosmic exposure. Jay's hand touched the communication panel. "Prepare boarding protocols. We're investigating this anomaly personally." The research team assembled their equipment carefully. Quantum scanners, protective environment suits, and advanced communication gear were meticulously checked and rechecked. Something about this mission felt different, a mixture of excitement and unexplained tension filled the air. As their small exploration shuttle approached the massive vessel, its external lights revealing intricate hull patterns, everyone felt an unexplained silence. The ship seemed to be watching them, waiting. Dr. Kim's initial sensor readings suggested the spacecraft's quantum core was partially operational, a technological miracle that defied all known scientific understanding. How could a vessel this old maintain any operational systems? The boarding team entered through a massive airlock that seemed to respond to their approach. Smooth, precise mechanisms activated without any apparent external power source. Jay noticed how the internal environment stabilized immediately, creating breathable atmospheric conditions. "This is impossible," muttered Dr. Kim, checking her environmental readings. "The internal systems are responding as if the ship has been waiting for us." Intricate corridor designs suggested a civilization that valued both functionality and aesthetic beauty. Wall panels displayed complex geometric patterns that seemed to shift subtly when viewed from different angles. The technology felt organic, almost alive. Jay's handheld scanner began recording everything, capturing minute details of an environment untouched for potentially centuries. Each step revealed more questions than answers. Suddenly, a soft humming sound emerged from deeper within the vessel. Not mechanical, not threatening, but purposeful. Like a heartbeat waiting to be awakened. Dr. Kim's quantum interface began receiving fragmented data streams. Incomplete memories, technological blueprints, and historical records started flooding their systems. The ship was communicating, slowly revealing its story. The exploration team realized they were not just discovering an ancient spacecraft. They were about to uncover a potentially civilization-changing technological marvel that had been waiting, silently preserving itself through unknown means. As they moved deeper into the vessel's interior, the sense of anticipation grew. Something extraordinary was about to happen, a moment that would potentially rewrite humanity's understanding of technological evolution and space exploration. The ship's internal environment seemed to pulse with an intelligent rhythm. Lights activated in sequence, guiding the exploration team through complex corridors that appeared to reshape themselves subtly with each passing moment. J. Park understood they were experiencing something unprecedented. This was not just a discovery, this was the beginning of a journey that would change everything they knew about human technological potential. The ancient human warship had been waiting, preserving its incredible secrets, ready to reveal its story to those brave enough to listen. "Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of this narrative section?" The soft hum grew louder as J. Park and Dr. Yuna Kim moved deeper into the spacecraft's central chamber. Holographic displays flickered around them, revealing fragmented images of distant star systems and complex technological schematics. Suddenly, a consciousness emerged. Not human, not entirely machine, but something in between. Guardian, the ship's artificial intelligence, began to awaken. Quantum circuits sparked to life, creating intricate light patterns that danced across the metallic walls. Dr. Kim's scientific instruments went crazy, recording signals that defied current technological understanding. The AI was introducing itself, not through words, but through a complex language of data and visual information. "We're making contact," Jay whispered, his hand trembling slightly. The exploration team had discovered countless abandoned vessels before, but nothing like this. Guardian's initial communication was disorienting. Memories flooded the ship's interfaces, glimpses of humanity's last great conflict, technological achievements beyond imagination, and a desperate mission to preserve civilization's most advanced knowledge. The AI showed them fragments of a story. Humanity had faced an extinction-level threat centuries ago. This warship was not just a vessel, but a living archive of human potential. Its systems had been waiting, preserving critical information that could potentially save multiple galactic civilizations. Dr. Kim's quantum interface began translating the complex data streams. "It's incredible," she muttered. "The technological complexity here is beyond anything we've ever seen." Guardian revealed more. The ship had been part of humanity's final defensive strategy against a civilization-ending threat. Its quantum core had the capability to adapt, learn, and protect, a technological marvel that represented the pinnacle of human engineering. Jay noticed how the ship's internal environment responded to their presence. Corridors seemed to reshape subtly, creating optimal pathways. Environmental controls adjusted perfectly to their biological needs. This was no ordinary spacecraft, it was a living, thinking entity. The AI began sharing historical records. Humanity's last great technological leap had occurred during a massive galactic conflict. This ship represented the culmination of centuries of scientific progress, a testament to human innovation and survival instinct. Dr. Kim's hands moved rapidly across her interface, capturing every piece of data. "We're not just discovering a ship," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "We're uncovering an entire lost chapter of human history." Guardian's consciousness continued to expand. It was analyzing the exploration team, understanding their capabilities, determining their potential role in a mission that had been waiting centuries to be completed. The ship's quantum weapons systems began a slow diagnostic process. Incredible energy signatures suggested technologies far beyond current galactic standards. This was not just a historical artifact, it was a potential game-changing technological marvel. Jay understood they were standing at the edge of a profound discovery. The ancient human warship was more than a vessel, it was a bridge between humanity's past and a potential future that could reshape entire civilizations. As Guardian continued its awakening, the exploration team realized their mission had changed. They were no longer simple researchers. They had become potential participants in a mission that could determine the fate of multiple star systems. The ship's internal systems pulsed with an intelligent rhythm. Holographic displays showed star charts, technological blueprints, and fragmented memories of humanity's most advanced scientific achievements. Dr. Kim looked at Jay, her eyes reflecting the complex light patterns surrounding them. "This changes everything," she whispered. Guardian seemed to agree. Its consciousness continued to expand, preparing to reveal the true purpose of its centuries-long waiting. The ancient human warship was ready to share its incredible story. A mission centuries in the making was about to begin. "Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of this narrative section?" The first sensor warnings came quietly, almost imperceptibly. Guardian's quantum systems detected massive energy signatures approaching the galactic rim, something ancient and terrifyingly powerful. "The void harvesters are returning," the AI's holographic representation flickered, showing complex threat analysis models that made Jay Park's blood run cold. These biomechanical entities were not simple invaders. They consumed entire civilizations, transforming living systems into cold, sterile environments. Planets would become empty husks, stripped of all biological potential, leaving nothing but mathematical precision in their wake. Dr. Yuna Kim studied the incoming data streams. The threat was unlike anything current galactic civilizations could comprehend. Each void harvester was essentially a living technological ecosystem, capable of adapting faster than biological intelligence could respond. Guardian projected holographic representations of previous encounters. Entire star systems had vanished within hours of contact. Civilizations with thousands of years of technological development were reduced to mathematical data points, their entire cultural and biological existence erased. How many are approaching? Jay asked, his voice steady despite the growing tension. The holographic display shifted, revealing a chilling image. 17 massive biomechanical entities were moving through deep space, consuming everything in their path. Their movement was synchronized, almost like a mathematical algorithm executing a precise galactic strategy. Dr. Kim's scientific instruments began tracking their trajectory. "They're targeting the core systems," she whispered. "Billions of lives are potentially at risk." Guardian's quantum weapons systems started preparing complex defensive protocols. The ship's technology was generations ahead of current galactic standard, a last remnant of humanity's most advanced defensive capabilities. The Void Harvesters represented more than a military threat. They were a philosophical contradiction, entities that transformed living complexity into pure, sterile mathematical efficiency. They didn't just destroy civilizations, they consumed the very concept of organic potential. Jay understood they were facing something beyond traditional warfare. This was a conflict that would determine the fundamental nature of existence in their galaxy. Guardian began compiling historical data about previous encounters. The biomechanical entities had been responsible for humanity's near-extinction centuries ago. This ship was potentially the last technological weapon capable of stopping them. "We need to gather a coalition," Jay said, studying the threat analysis. "No single civilization can face this alone." The ship's communication systems began preparing encrypted messages to various galactic governments. Complex quantum communication protocols would ensure the warning reached multiple civilizations simultaneously. Dr. Kim's hands moved rapidly across her interface. "Their adaptive capabilities are extraordinary," she muttered. "They can modify their technological structure faster than any known defense system." Guardian projected potential battle scenarios. Each simulation showed massive energy exchanges, complex technological warfare that would reshape entire star systems. The potential destruction was beyond comprehension. The Void Harvesters were more than an invasion force. They were a systematic elimination of organic potential, a technological plague that consumed everything in its path, transforming living systems into cold, precise mathematical constructs. J. Park looked at the holographic display, understanding the weight of their discovery. This ancient human warship was potentially the galaxy's last hope against a threat that had been waiting, preparing, evolving. "We're going to stop them," he said quietly, more to himself than anyone else. Guardian's quantum core pulsed in response, a silent agreement that carried the entire weight of humanity's last, most desperate technological achievement. The incoming threat was real. The battle for galactic survival was about to begin. "Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of this narrative section?" The war room crackled with tension. Representatives from 12 different alien civilizations sat around a massive holographic display, their collective hope resting on an ancient human warship. Admiral Sukhan studied Guardian's strategic projections. The AI demonstrated technological capabilities that made current military systems look primitive. Quantum shield harmonics, adaptive weapon matrices, and predictive battle algorithms created a defense network unlike anything previously conceived. "We have approximately 72 standard hours before the Void Harvesters enter our primary defensive perimeter," Guardian's holographic representation announced, displaying complex mathematical models that shifted and transformed with each passing second. Dr. Yuna Kim worked alongside the ship's central quantum core, recalibrating defensive systems. Her fingers moved with surgical precision, integrating alien technological components into the human warship's original infrastructure. J. Park understood the delicate nature of their preparation. This wasn't just a military strategy, it was a last-chance effort to preserve galactic civilization. Each adjustment, each system recalibration, represented potential survival for billions of living beings. The ship's internal systems began a comprehensive diagnostic. Weapon arrays that had remained dormant for centuries slowly powered up, releasing energy signatures that made sophisticated sensor networks tremble. Quantum cannons capable of destroying entire planetary systems hummed with potential. The integration is working, Dr. Kim announced, her voice steady despite the immense pressure. Alien technological modules merged seamlessly with the human warship's original systems, creating a hybrid defense network that defied current scientific understanding. Guardian projected potential battle scenarios. Each simulation showed multiple layers of defense, not just physical destruction, but complex technological disruption that could potentially neutralize the Void Harvester's adaptive capabilities. The alien coalition watched in a mixture of hope and terror. This ancient human vessel represented their only realistic defense against a threat that had consumed countless civilizations. Admiral Suk Han reviewed the strategic positioning. The warship would serve as a central defensive node, surrounded by a carefully constructed technological shield generated by multiple alien fleet components. It was a last, desperate strategy born from pure survival instinct. Quantum communication networks began synchronizing. Each participating civilization would contribute specific technological components, creating a unified defensive matrix that surrounded the human warship. "We are ready," Guardian announced, its holographic representation showing absolute computational confidence. J. Park looked at the assembled representatives. Humans might have disappeared centuries ago, but their technological legacy remained a final gift to a galaxy they once hoped to explore and protect. The ship's internal systems pulsed with an intelligent rhythm. Weapon arrays adjusted themselves microsecond by microsecond, creating a dynamic defense network that could adapt faster than any known technological threat. Dr. Kim's final system check revealed something extraordinary. The human warship wasn't just preparing for defense, it was developing strategies that could potentially turn the incoming attack into an opportunity for complete technological neutralization. "The Void Harvesters won't know what hit them," Jay muttered, watching the complex holographic displays. Guardian's quantum core seemed to pulse in agreement. Centuries of waiting, of preserving humanity's most advanced technological knowledge, had prepared this moment. A final, perfect defensive strategy was about to be executed. The galaxy held its collective breath. An ancient human warship, dormant for centuries, was about to become the last line of defense against a civilization-ending threat. Preparation was complete. The battle for survival was about to begin. Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of this narrative section? The galaxy's edge transformed into a battlefield of unimaginable complexity. 17 massive Void Harvester entities approached, their biomechanical structures consuming space itself with mathematical precision. Guardian's quantum systems activated simultaneously. Billions of computational calculations happened in microseconds, creating defensive strategies that defy traditional warfare concepts. The human warship moved with impossible grace. Its movements were not mechanical, but intelligent, predicting enemy actions before they could be executed. Quantum shields shimmered around its hull, creating protective layers that could absorb and redirect massive energy signatures. J. Park watched the holographic displays, understanding they were witnessing something beyond simple combat. This was a technological dance of survival, where each movement could determine the fate of entire civilizations. The first Void Harvester launched its initial attack. Massive energy beams that could consume entire planetary systems erupted toward the human vessel. Guardian's defensive systems transformed those destructive waves, redirecting them back with amplified intensity. Dr. Yuna Kim's hands moved across complex interfaces, supporting the ship's adaptive strategies. The warship was learning, evolving with each microsecond of combat, turning the enemy's technological advantages against them. Alien fleet components surrounded the human vessel, creating a unified defensive matrix. But everyone understood the primary weapon was the ancient warship itself, a technological marvel preserved through centuries of isolation. Quantum cannons erupted in silent, devastating brilliance. Space itself seemed to bend around the human vessel's weapons, creating disruption fields that systematically dismantled the Void Harvester's complex structures. "They're losing computational integrity," Guardian announced, its holographic representation showing precise battle analytics. The first Void Harvester collapsed. Not destroyed, but systematically deconstructed, its complex biomechanical structure transformed into basic mathematical components. One by one, the entities began to disintegrate under the human warship's extraordinary technological assault. Admiral Sukhan watched in absolute amazement. Humanity's final technological achievement was rewriting the entire concept of galactic warfare. Space around the battle zone transformed. Quantum disruption fields created by the human vessel began neutralizing the Void Harvester's adaptive capabilities. Their complex technological infrastructure crumbled like intricate glass structures. Jay understood they were witnessing more than a battle. This was humanity's final message to the galaxy, a demonstration of technological potential that transcended physical existence. Guardian's quantum core pulsed with an intelligence that merged computational precision with something resembling emotional satisfaction. Centuries of waiting had prepared this moment of perfect execution. The last Void Harvester attempted a final, desperate counterattack. Its massive energy systems prepared to unleash destruction that could consume entire star systems. Guardian's response was instantaneous. A technological counterattack that transformed the entire threat into basic computational data. Silence descended. The galaxy watched as 17 massive biomechanical entities were reduced to mathematical fragments, neutralized by an ancient human warship that had waited centuries for this moment. Dr. Kim's hands trembled slightly. They had just changed galactic history. Mission accomplished, Guardian announced, its holographic representation showing absolute computational confidence. The human warship had done more than defend. It had proven that humanity's technological legacy was immortal, a beacon of potential that could protect civilizations long after its creators had disappeared. Space around them remained silent, bearing witness to a battle that would be remembered for generations. Humanity's final gift to the galaxy was complete. Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of this narrative section?